Glowing Star. What happens when a young nurse steps into the chaos of Vietnam and changes history? Discover the untold story of courage and resilience in today's bite-sized dive. The Women, by Kristin is a profound historical fiction novel that delves into the often overlooked contributions of women during the Vietnam War. The narrative centers on Frankie McGrath, a young woman from a privileged background, whose journey from a sheltered life in California to the tumultuous battlefields of Vietnam forms the crux of this compelling story. Background and inspiration. Kristin conceived the idea for The Women over 2 decades before its publication. The novel was inspired by her experiences growing up during the Vietnam War era, a period marked by public protests, societal divisions, and the complex treatment of returning veterans. Hannah's meticulous research included reading memoirs of nurses who served in Vietnam, many of whom faced challenges adjusting to civilian life and dealt with post-traumatic stress disorder. Wikipedia plot overview. The story begins in May 1966, introducing 20-year-old Frankie Grace McGrath, hailing from a wealthy family with a decorated military history. Her brother, Finley, is set to serve in the Navy during the Vietnam War, alongside his best friend, Ry Walsh. Tragically, Finley is killed in action, prompting Frankie to enlist as a nurse, driven by a desire to honor her brother's memory and contribute meaningfully to the war effort. The bibliophile Frankie's transition from a life of privilege to the harsh realities of war is both jarring and transformative. She undergoes basic training and is deployed to Vietnam in March 1967, where she befriends fellow nurses Barb and Ethel. As a surgical nurse, Frankie is exposed to the brutalities of war, working tirelessly to save lives amidst chaos. Her relationships with colleagues and soldiers deepen, particularly with a doctor named Jamie and Navy pilot Ry Walsh. These bonds provide solace and complexity to her wartime experience. The bibliophile. Upon returning to the United States, Frankie confronts a society that is not only hostile toward veterans but also dismissive of women's roles in the war. She struggles with reintegration, facing psychological scars and societal challenges. Her service is often overlooked or undermined, leading to feelings of isolation and disillusionment. The novel explores her journey toward healing, self-discovery, and the pursuit of recognition for the contributions of women in wartime. The bibliophile themes. The Women delves into several significant themes: female empowerment and resilience. The novel highlights the courage and determination of women who served in Vietnam, challenging traditional gender roles and societal expectations. The psychological impact of war. Through Frankie's experiences, the story examines the mental and emotional toll of war, including post-traumatic stress and the struggle for acceptance upon returning home. Societal expectations and gender roles. The narrative critiques the societal norms of the 1960s and 1970s, particularly regarding the roles and recognition of women in both military and civilian life. Critical reception. The Women debuted at #1 on the New York Times fiction bestseller list and received widespread acclaim for its vivid portrayal of a little-known aspect of the Vietnam War. Critics have praised Hannah's ability to immerse readers in the chaotic miseries of the combat zone, with detailed and visceral storytelling. The novel has been described as an epic story about a distressing period in history, focusing on heroic women who made significant sacrifices for their country. Wikipedia conclusion. Kristin The Women is a poignant and powerful tribute to the unsung heroines of the Vietnam War. Through the lens of Frankie McGrath's experiences, the novel sheds light on the resilience, courage, and enduring impact of women's contributions during a tumultuous period in history. Hannah's meticulous research and empathetic storytelling offer readers a profound understanding of the complexities faced by female veterans, making The Women a significant addition to historical fiction literature. Books. Love stories that inspire and captivate. Subscribe to Bite-Sized Storyteller for engaging book summaries, fascinating insights, and the magic of storytelling, all in a bite-sized format. Sparkles. Don't miss out. Hit subscribe and join our community of book lovers today. Sparkles.